Springbok?
I'm sure 130 odd was just not enough. Where do you think maybe things didn't go right?
I think at 24-5 we were always under pressure. I thought the options of the batters were okay. We just didn't really execute it. We want to try and play positive cricket, and sometimes getting out to when you're trying to look positive can look careless sometimes. But I just thought, I think besides Craig Irvin, the rest were just execution. We just didn't get that right today. But we're always going to be under pressure at 24-5. I thought the partnership between Rosner and Bill was good for us, was promising for us. So that was I guess that's a positive we can take out of today, but 100% 130 is not enough on that surface.
When you look at the fact that I think when Bill went out, do you think that at that point you felt the 170 odd that would be defendable was out the window?
Yeah, look, I mean, we would have been happy with, I think 150 would have given us half a chance, but I thought as long as Raz and Bill were going, there was an opportunity to get something that might have been a little bit more competitive. But to be honest, I think we put ourselves under pressure from very, very early on, just because I thought that, as I said, it was nice and positive, and that's how we want to play. That's the style we want to play. But that does mean we do need to execute, which we didn't today.
All right, you keep talking about that 25. How disappointing was that, first of all? And there seems to be a narrative that batters tend to struggle with spin, and we're speaking to the Bangladesh guys. They're saying there was a strategy they came with to open with spin to try and take advantage of those vulnerabilities. Is that something that you think about as a technical team?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you play against, it doesn't matter where you play in the world, when you play against subcontinent teams, there's always going to be spin in that power play. I thought we've been okay, to be honest, in the last couple of games. Playing spin in Bulawayo was quite difficult, and I don't think we were too bad in the first game. So unfortunate we weren't in a position to put their spinners under pressure today. But I don't think it was a case of them bowling well and beating us on that behalf. I think we just didn't execute our options, our decisions as well as we had been doing in the past.
Just two for me. Regis has struggled form for quite a bit now. Is it something that is a worry? And secondly, when you look at the way the other players that have not really been batting because the top order and middle order have played well, do you think this was an opportunity they missed to show what they can do for the team?
Yeah, definitely. I think just on the second question, I think there's always, there was opportunity there today for them to stand up and put their hands up, which possibly they, looking back, might be an opportunity they missed. I think Reg, we try to change the way he has been playing in the past. We want him to be more positive. I think you saw glimpses of that in Bulawayo. Hasn't really come off as much as we would have liked in these last two games, but Reg he's a seriously quality and talented player. So I think he's at the moment he's work in progress in terms of the balance that he wants to achieve and how he's going to bat and how hard he's going to go in the power play. And I think 6 overs of Reg in a power play, we'll have 60. So it is a concern. I mean, we all want to get him back on the road and back scoring lots of runs as soon as we can. But I think he's got that quality and that talent that it's important that we be patient with him as well.
Okay, that's true.
Is it not also a little bit of a challenge how we're maybe not able to switch our modes? Because I do understand you're talking about positive cricket, but surely at the point where we got to 10 for 3, at some point maybe we needed to go into a shell a bit before we come out, much like what Raza was able to do, get his eye in and then was able to do a little bit more.
Yeah, look, I think we're going to, we as a team, or me as a batting coach, was going to stay away from going into our shells. Just because we're 10 for 3 doesn't mean we're going to be 15 for 4, It could also be 100 for 3. And I think for us as a batting unit, we need to look on the brighter side rather than, let's consolidate and put 130 on the board when you're going to lose anyway. I think there's enough talent in that batting lineup to continue to be positive, and positive doesn't mean run down the wicket and hit every ball for 6. But just dead batting balls back up the wicket for us is not an option anymore. So we're challenging the players to be able to rotate the strike and get 7 runs and over without having to take a risk. That's the challenge we want to bring, because if we're not doing that, other teams are doing that. We want to play in a World Cup. We're going to have to find a way to recover from 10 for 3 if we find ourselves there. We can't just play, of course we're 10 for 3, we're going to be 120 and we're going to lose the game. We're trying to stay away from that. As a coach, I'm trying to challenge the boys that just because we're 10 for 3, that doesn't mean we're going to be 40 for 5 because the other 3 got out. So we are going to be positive. That's just how we play. And if you look around the world, that's how a lot of other teams play as well. So yeah, when you don't get it right, it can look ugly and it can look, we should have, we could have, we might have. But as I mentioned earlier, in those last 10 overs, I think we scored 9 runs and over from 24-5. So that shows what we can do. Just patting the ball back and going into our shots is a swear word, really.
Yeah, the last one, Tish.
All right, going into the series decider, what lessons are you taking from this defeat today, and what are some of the things that you'll be looking to improve on going to Tuesday?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to change much. I think maybe we just possibly just need to execute our decisions a little bit better. But I don't think there's nothing really to change. It's a good surface, and we saw if we bat well, we can score in excess of 180, 200. So that kind of needs to be the benchmark. Not everybody's going to get in and score runs. I think Raz has been playing well. Wes has been playing well, but at the same time, we need, from a Zimbabwe team point of view, we need everybody to be contributing that whole batting unit. So our challenge is out there to them that we need to be improving, we need to be rotating the strike, we need to be running our singles and doubles, and then taking advantage where we can, because we want to change the way we've been playing, or the way we've been batting for a long time. So that's the challenge that we've put out there, and it's been good so far. I really do. We had a bit of a wobble today, but there's just so many positives that have come up in the last couple of weeks that I think it's for me it's more important to be focusing on that and building players up rather than changing too much when there's a little bit of a wobble like there was today. But when you are trying to be positive and trying to encourage players to come out of their shell, sometimes it can look ugly, but I think at the end of the day we need to continue being positive and continue putting teams like Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Ireland, Scotland, we need to be starting to putting those teams away. So we continue to keep our foot on the pedal